My wife and I have been married for 8 years. She told me she wants to be a stay-at-home mom when we got married because she didn't like her job that much. I was okay with it since I earned enough for the both of us. My mom had to drop out of school because she lost her parents at a young age and she had to do manual labor to send her siblings to school. The Indian government then did not have any idea of what orphans' kids were, and she had the choice to either go to school herself or send her siblings to school. Because of this, she dropped out in 8th grade, and both her siblings got employed in really good companies, and they took care of her until she got married. My dad passed away just 2 years after their marriage, and she had to take care of me on her own. Her siblings did the best that they could, but she worked 2 jobs along with that to support us. Today, we had a family get-together. My mom and her siblings, each of their kids and daughters, son-in-laws, and grandkids, and etc. After having dinner, my wife said we needed to leave early because our kids have to go to basketball, swimming, and also private tuitions tomorrow. My kids were begging her to let them stay for a little longer. My mom asked my wife if they can miss one day of practice to spend time with family, since the kids also must have missed their cousins after not having met them for nearly a year. My wife retaliated, saying an illiterate woman wouldn't know the importance of education and extracurricular activities.
Yikes.
Yeah, let's pause for a moment.
What the hell? That went left real quick, bro. Like, what the hell?
I don't know if I feel...
Yo, what's going on in India, man?
Okay, moving forward. My mom was clearly hurt and apologized for overstepping. So, I told my wife that literacy clearly hasn't taught her, my wife, basic manners. My wife got mad at me for insulting her in front of everyone and went back home with the kids. She's not even picking up my phone calls now or replying to my texts. Am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not. Like, your wife is a complete, like, heartless piece of shit.
That you think so?
That needs to be addressed as soon as possible, because how is it that, and I'm assuming that his wife knows that his mom went through all this.
Yeah, because she made that comment.
Yeah.
She understands the
So she knows the exact reason why she's illiterate or uneducated,
Yeah.
you know? So to make that comment in spite of that that's just like evil, you know? To me, that's a little bit evil.
Bro, that lit a fire in me.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, you know, I think I'm a calm, controlled person.
Are you?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
But I think that's a soft spot. If somebody made fun of my mother like that, like not even talking about this, but if somebody ever made a comment like that about my mother, even assuming that we're really close, or it's one of my closest of friends, or it's my significant other, I don't think I can continue that relationship knowing that somebody in my life, right then and there, I think I would cut that person off right then and there. If they thought that way about the person who put everything in order to raise me, you know? Because I know what my mom did. I know the effort that she put in.
Yeah.
And for you to only see the negatives as to why she did that in the first place, because she did all of that to not only take care of her siblings, because the way the cards dealt her when she was younger, then to have my father pass away and for her to take care of me, and then for you to see me, because I am a product of what my mom made of me.
Yeah.
The reason why she sacrificed everything was so I can be in the situation here and be married to you and have these kids, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I have all this opportunity, like the money, like the reason why my kids are in these extracurricular activities is because of the sacrifices my mom made.
Yeah.
Right?
Indirectly related to it.
And for you to make that comment, not knowing how important of a sacrifice that was, I don't know if I can keep you in my life.
Fair enough. Wow. For me, it's more so like, I'm also very I agree with what you're saying. That's too jarring of a comment to just gloss over. That's and especially one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way about this is the timing and the delivery of it. You know, it's like very random. It's like almost it was pent up, or like he was like bottled up, just waiting to say something like that to this woman, you know, for so long. And that should be a real red flag in that relationship for that guy, as to whether or not this person has him in his best interest, you know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if that's how you're treating this person's mother, I mean, how are you going to treat this person when it comes to like when he has nothing to like provide you, or like, you know, at his lowest point, you know? Yeah. So that to me is a complete red flag. Like, we need to really, really look over this relationship immediately from here on out. And I wouldn't consider myself an asshole at all for making that comment, because I'm standing up for my mother at the end of the day, you know? And he didn't say anything that was wrong, right? Because clearly this person has no basic like manners or like politeness or any like any people training, people skills, social skills. So for her to be upset at that and not realize the mess that she created, man, we got to go back to the drawing board on this. And I'm so sad that they have kids too. Like that's
in front of the kids
Yeah,
too.
it's
You
like-
disrespected my mother
yeah, it's like, what do they like?
in front of my kids.
How do you expect our kids to handle that? You know, like, come on, man.
But you know something I thought about though? The way the mom responded. She was like, I apologize.
Yeah,
You know? So you know what I started thinking? I was like, for you to be comfortable making a comment like that, that's probably not the first time you made it.
that's what I'm saying. It must be a pent up aggression towards this person because
Yeah.
you can't just say that out of the blue like that and not have had these thoughts or anything.
I don't
like
even think it's
similar
thoughts,
before.
bro. I think she said that before to my mom.
In
And by
private?
the response,
Yeah,
it's like my mom was like, "Oh, I apologize," like
I don't want this to go.
Yeah,
too-
it sounds like a response that
interesting.
was
I never
that
thought
already
about
happened
I never
because
thought about
like
that.
I probably, and to be honest, the mom probably never wanted to bring it up to me
Mhm.
because she probably felt embarrassed that
Interesting.
like that my wife was talking to her like this, or just embarrassed of the fact that her educational background. It probably is a sore spot. It's an insecurity, right?
Yeah,
So, I don't don't get me wrong. You know that I think divorce is something that is like work through it. Like let's work through it. Let's work through it. If I made the decision to marry you and you made the decision to marry me, that means that through thick and thin we have to figure things out. I'm not just gonna throw things in and be like, let's call it spades. Let's go our own separate ways. I'm not gonna do that. I will work on the relationship till the end. And then if it doesn't work out, then it's fine. At least I put my everything.
yeah,
But this comment, I think, supersedes that.
really.
If my wife made a comment about my mother like that, I don't know if I could ever see that person the same way. Like I would start thinking, even though astaghfirullah, I would start thinking she just say done.
To be honest, man, like in that scenario specifically, I agree with you. I would never look at the person the same way, but I'd also be thinking to myself, how am I married to this person? Did I not notice?
How did I not notice?
How did I not notice this evil person was in my life before? Like, how did I get this far? Like I'd be so disappointed in myself for a long time. Like, I can't believe
Mhm.
I wasted my life with a person who clearly has no interest in me for the right reasons, or is looking at me like beneath them, even, like that would just bother me like crazy, dog. Like, I don't know
And
how
the
I'd
fact
be able
is,
to.
No, I guess she has a degree, fam, but she's not even practicing her.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Like,
you're a
it's not like
stay-at-home
she's
mom too.
actively-
You're just at the crib too. Like, why you acting like you're a lawyer,
I'm
bro?
taking care of you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're acting like you're a
lawyer.
lawyer all of a sudden. Like, chill. You're at the crib too.
Yo, I don't know. When I read that, fam, I was just so pissed off.
Nah, honestly, like, to be honest, I think what people need to realize that maybe not more so in the North American culture, but in like the African culture, East African culture, when you marry someone, you also marry their family too, in a sense, So like their family is a extension of them, So you have to be on good terms with their mother. You have to be on good terms with their father.
Mhm.
You have to be on good terms with their siblings, no matter who they are. It's your job to vet these people before you get involved with them so that you don't have problems with them later on. And if you do, you make your distance, you say your piece, you move on, you do what you got to do, but you're still going to marry into their family. You know what I mean? So you can't restrict this person's back or like family and just take them to be in a new family. That's not how that works, So like knowing that, you have to realize that there should be a respect for a person's parents. There should be an understanding for a person's struggles. Like
100%, yeah.
you cannot put your own feelings or anything like that. Not only that, but as for me specifically, I would see myself in that scenario. Like I would give the utmost respect towards my spouse's father, the utmost respect to my spouse's mother. And when I feel like they're out of line, I will never address that to them. I would address it to my wife,
Yeah. That's not my fault.
That's not my place,
not my place, yeah.
That those are my elders, if
And
anything.
then she would bring it up to them.
Exactly.
Like,
on their
I'm
own
not gonna
time.
disrespect them. I will
Exactly.
communicate that to my.
There would never be that thought would never fathom in my mind to ever disrespect my spouse's parents ever in my life, no matter what,
What would you do in this case? Would you?
I would stand
What
up.
would you do differently?
I would stand up for my mom too, 100,000%. And not
Okay.
only that, but I would literally as soon as we get to the crib, we're gonna have to talk,
So
and it's
you
not
would-
gonna be a good talk.
You would continue the
Yeah.
relationship?
I mean, not I don't know if I'd continue the relationship after like we have to have a conversation. Like, do you hate my mom?
Yeah.
Right. And if he says
What do you
yeah,
expect her
if
to
he says
say?
yeah, I hate your mom. Yeah, fuck you then. Or if I even get the if I get the inclination, yo, if there's any hate towards my dudes, bro, fuck you, get out. We're going home.
Okay, but what if she was like, that was my mistake?
Then we gotta address that. You can never say anything like that. I had to at least you need to understand the gravity of the mistake that you just made here. And if that's not understood, then we're going to have problems moving on, right?
Mhm.
And that may not be moving forward, you know? If this may be the end of it. But if that is not understood, or I mean, if that is understood, then we can have some kind of a peaceful life, you know, moving past maybe just a blip in our actual real reality. But that can't be glossed over at any point.
Okay.
There's no time where we're going to just let that go ever. That's
I
just
agree.
my stance on
I
that.
agree.
But nah, fuck that lady, man. She's a piece of shit. She's a
Uh,
stay-at-home mom too. How dare you talk shit?
No, but don't get me wrong. Like, stay-at-home mom is a job in itself, but for you to kind of
Degrade somebody?
do what my mom is doing or did in the
Mhm.
past, just because you had a 4-year degree that you don't even leverage, but you're still doing what my mom did. Like, what do you feel better just because you had more financial stability, you had more support? Like, that's the cards that she was dealt with, you know?
Odd to me, man.
But to each their own.
That's odd to me.
To each their own.
And I don't know, man. Now, you said this was happening in India, right? This story happened.
No, I think she grew up in India, but
Oh,
I
the
think
mom grew
they're
up in India?
I think they're in like the
North
West.
America?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we don't even know. Like they probably had it way different back in India growing up back then too. It's like, how can
Yeah.
you not have any empathy towards that? That just to me is like that just screams an evil person to me.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said what I said.
Well, it could be. You're right. That could be a shaitan.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, how do you not understand?
Ooh.
But to each their own.
To each their own, man. To each their own.